Welcome all. Today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Discom set to focus on 9-hour free power to riots in Andhra Pradesh. The state government has taken steps in the past 1 year with a twofold objective of bailing out debt-ridden and cash-strapped discoms and providing cost-effective and qualitative power to consumers. The Energy Department on Sunday listed out the achievements made in the last 1 year. While the government has released Rs 17,904 crore in 2019-20 towards clearing subsidies, both arrears and current, it has also released Rs 20,384 crore to clear the power purchase dues as on March 31, 2019. Of the Rs 17,904 crore released towards subsidy, Rs 13,391 crore accounted for dues accumulated as of March 31, 2019. The total bills cleared subsidy plus PP dues by the discoms are worth Rs 34,384 crore in 2019-20, the statement said. The discoms are also in the process of clearing pending renewable power generators bills. The statement also said the government has asked power utilities to fully focus on providing 9-hour free power during daytime to all 18.5 lakh agriculture services by the beginning of Rabi season. About Rs 1,700 crore is being spent on this to improve power supply infrastructure, including new substations and modernization of the lines. Two more Hyderabad returned government staff test positive. Two more government employees who recently returned from Hyderabad in special APS RTC buses have tested positive for coronavirus. Both of them are Class 4 employees in the Office of the Commissioner for Corporation and Register of Cooperative Societies. Not only did they work in the same office located in Syamala Nagar Extension area of Guntur district, but also shared a house in the same locality. The two are among the group of around 250 employees who were stranded in Hyderabad after lockdown was announced and brought back to Andhra Pradesh after the Telangana government issued travel permits. The duo were taken to NRI hospital and efforts to identify contacts are in full swing. As the office is located in an apartment complex where around 190 families stay, the inhabitants and officials are a worried lot. The office occupies 3 floors in the complex. Andhra CM Jagan Mohan Reddy to meet Amit Shah on Tuesday for discussion on pending projects. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy will call on Union Home Minister Amit Shah and other union ministers during his visit to New Delhi on Tuesday. The Chief Minister, along with state government officials and MPs, would be meeting Union Home Minister and the Jal Shakti Minister during his visit to Delhi. Based on the availability, he will also meet the Minister for Mines, Rajya Sabha member and YSRC Parliament Party leader V. Vijay Sai Reddy said on Monday. The MP said the Chief Minister would be discussing various issues pertaining to the state, including pending projects. Asked if the Chief Minister will raise the ongoing dispute with the Telangana government over construction of irrigation projects by both sides on rivers Krishna and Godavari, Vijay Sai Reddy said they will discuss any dispute with the Telangana government. There are several other issues related to the Union Jal Shakti Ministry, including the Polavaram project, release of funds to the project, and also for the rehabilitation and relief R&R package, he said. Vizag Hospital replaces doctor treating Sudhakar Rao. Government Hospital for Mental Care GHMC authorities have changed the doctor who has been treating suspended Narsipatnam Area Hospital anesthetist Sudhakar Rao. In place of Dr. Rami Reddy, against whom Dr. Sudhakar Rao expressed his displeasure, Dr. Madhavi Lata has been assigned for this treatment by Hospital Superintendent Dr. Radharani, according to hospital sources. A couple of days ago, Dr. Sudhakar Rao wrote a letter to the hospital superintendent alleging that he was suffering from side effects due to medicines being administered to him. He urged the hospital authorities to shift him to another hospital. The unit doctor is giving so many psychotic drugs for a normal person like him, he alleged in the letter. Dr. Sudhakar Rao even filed a public interest litigation in the High Court seeking his transfer from the mental care hospital to another hospital for better treatment. The CBI is probing Dr. Sudhakar Rao's case as per the directive of the High Court. Now people can get tested voluntarily in Vijayawada using kiosk. As part of its effort to curb the spread of COVID-19, the district administration has set up 3 sample collection kiosks in the city where people can voluntarily undergo tests. The kiosks have come up at Indira Gandhi Municipal Corporation IGMC Stadium, Shadikhana at Singhnagar and Sheikh Raja Maternity Hospital in Kothapetta. Announcing this here on Sunday, Collector A.M.D. Imtiaz said that 3 types of tests are being conducted in Krishna district using RT-PCR method, TrueNAT, and CLIA machines to confirm corona positive cases. Though medical teams are collecting samples, still many people in the district are unaware of the procedure to undergo the test. Hence, the administration has decided to set up kiosks at near area hospitals in Machilipatnam, Gudivada, Nuzvid, Jagaipet, and Nadigama to collect samples where people can voluntarily undergo test for coronavirus. People with symptoms of COVID-19 can voluntarily undergo test at the kiosk by showing their Aadhaar card, and they need to provide their mobile phone number to the medical teams for getting the test results. They can also dial 14410 call center number to avail of the facility. 2 more die of COVID-19 in Andhra as cases shoot up to 3,676 with 105 new patients. The COVID-19 tally in Andhra Pradesh shot up to 3,676 with 105 new cases reported in the last 24 hours till 9 am on Monday. The toll increased to 64 with 2 more casualties reported in Kurnool district. According to the media bulletin issued by the State Command Control Room on Monday morning, 10,567 samples in the state were tested in the last 24 hours and 76 tested positive. 1 more foreign returnee tested positive and another 28 positive cases were reported among those who returned from other states, taking the total number of new cases reported in the last 24 hours to 105. 8 of the new cases, all from Nellore district, were reported to be having a travel history to the Coimbatore market in Chennai. Another 64 people were discharged from hospitals in the last 24 hours after their recovery. The total number of discharged in the state now stands at 2,366. BJP announces party's new chiefs in 7 districts in Telangana. BJP State President and Karimnagar MP Bandi Sanjay Kumar declared the party's new presidents for 7 districts here on Sunday. The party's State General Secretary Chinta Sabarmurthy announced the names Pratapa Ramkrishna Rajanna Sirkila, Kadam Srinivas Medak, Dudi Shrikant Reddy Siddipet, Yerra Sekar Mehboob Nagar, Dr. Adul Rajavardhan Reddy Vanaparthi, Padi Raju Ramchandra Rao Mehboobabad, and Chintalapudi Bhaskar Reddy Mulugu. Pending inter exams on June 3 in Telangana. The TSBIE will conduct the second year intermediate geography paper 2 and modern language paper 2 examinations at the same exam centers as notified earlier from 9 am to 12 pm on June 3. In case the students are unable to write the exam on June 3 due to lack of transport, they will be allowed to take the supplementary examination, informed TSBIE officials. The exams, which were originally scheduled to be held in March, were postponed due to the lockdown. Meanwhile, the TSBIE directed all the aided government and private junior colleges to halt the process of beginning the 2020-21 academic year until further notice. ICMR test for community transmission in Hyderabad hotspots. The Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR), in collaboration with the National Institute of Nutrition (NIN), the Telangana government began sero-surveillance in 5 areas of Hyderabad on Saturday to look for signs of community spread. They include Adibatla, Miyapur, Chandanagar, Balanapur, Tapachiputra. The 5 containment zones were randomly chosen for sero-surveillance. The test will check for COVID antibodies in random samples. As many as 300 samples from these areas have already been taken. The idea is to see if the serum samples have antibodies for novel coronavirus. This will show the extent and way in which the community have been impacted, said Dr. Lakshmiya, the scientist leading the program. Gas leak affected vegetable crops add to woes of farmers in Visakhapatnam. Discolored and withered vegetable crops near Venkatpuram stand as a testimony to the damage caused by the leak of styrene gas from the LG Polymers plant in Vizag on May 7. The yield from the horticultural crops is not fit for consumption, and because of this, farmers are now staring at losses. 5 teams from the horticulture department conducted a field study and found that crops on 4.7 acres within 3 km of the styrene tank are unfit for consumption. One Satyanarayana of Venkatpuram, who raised brinjal on 10 cents, told TNIE he was about to harvest the crop when the disaster struck. Officials told me to destroy the crop, but I am unable to as I am yet to come to terms with the loss and can't digest the fact that all my efforts is in vain. Besides, I am waiting for the compensation for crop loss, he said. Horticulture Assistant Director K. Shailaja told 32 farmers raised horticulture crops near Venkatpuram and most of these crops were damaged and discolored. Farmers have been advised to destroy the crop, she said. At Nandamuri Nagar, coconut, mango, and cashew plantations were raised on 20 acres, and the farmers have been advised not to harvest the crop since it is not fit for consumption. She said the teams collected 15 samples of soil and sampling revealed that the nutrient levels are intact. However, the residue test reports are yet to arrive, she added. "55,000 Tirupati laddus sold on day 1 in Hyderabad. The Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's TTD sold around 55,000 laddus on Sunday, the first day of the sale, and its information center in Himayatnagar. A few thousand laddus were also sold in the districts. TTD Assistant Executive Officer U. Ramesh said the TTD sent around 75,000 laddus to Hyderabad. Looking at the sales, they plan to order more laddus. The laddus were sold for half the price of 50. The sale will commence again on Monday at 10:30 am and will continue till 5 pm. Meanwhile, social distancing went for a toss on Sunday as people crowded to buy the laddus. GHMC collects Rs 576 crore in property tax amid lockdown. This year, despite the lockdown, the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation (GHMC) collected Rs 576 crore in property tax under the Early Bird Scheme (EBS), which ended on Sunday. With online tax filing permitted till Sunday midnight, the civic body is expecting another Rs 5 crore to Rs 10 crore. Compared to the last fiscal, the GHMC has collected Rs 1 crore more in property tax. The EBS grants a 5% rebate on property tax to the owners without any outstanding dues of previous years. In April this year, the state government chose not to extend the EBS to property owners whose annual property tax demand is over Rs 30,000. Due to this, there was a decline in property tax revenues, forcing the government to revise the orders early this month. Tax collections increased after the state government extended the facility to all the residential, non-residential and mixed properties whose annual property tax demand is over Rs 30,000. Telangana records 5 deaths, 199 positive cases. With 199 cases, Telangana recorded its highest single-day spike in COVID-19 cases on Sunday, taking the number of cases in the state to 2,698. More than 61% of these cases, 122 to be precise, were from the GHMC limits, and it is the highest single-day spike in cases in Hyderabad. Apart from that, Rangareddy district, which is contiguous to GHMC, had 40 cases and Medchal an equal number, giving an indication of the way the virus is spreading into neighboring parts of the GHMC limits. The COVID-19 death toll in the state reached 82 with 5 more fatalities reported on Sunday, with positive cases being reported trickling from Mahbubnagar, Suryapet, Nirmal, Warangal, Urban, Yadadri, Jagtial, Medak, Khammam and Jangaon. The number of COVID-free districts has come down to 12. Uttam Jagdish engaged in verbal spat on stage in Telangana. A heated argument broke out between Energy Minister G. Jagdish Reddy and TPCC President N. Uttam Kumar Reddy over the state government's loan waiver scheme during a preparatory meeting on the regulated farming policy in Nalgonda on Sunday. The minister, while addressing the gathering, said that the state's crop loan waiver scheme for farmers was one of a kind and that no other state in the country was implementing the same. Uttam, who shared the dais with Jagdish at the meeting, interrupted the latter's speech and confronted with him about the loan waiver figures. Where is it, the scheme being implemented? A majority of the farmers are still waiting for the waiver. The state government is cheating them with their false promises, Uttam argued. Offended by the interruption, Jagdish told Uttam that several farmer welfare schemes like Raitu Bandhu and farmer insurance were being implemented in Telangana. Why aren't states led by the Congress party not implementing the scheme? He asked. The Congress has been ruling a few of those states for decades now, but it has still not managed to introduce schemes like this, he said. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share and subscribe Buy and Times.